Hello lecturers, hello everyone. So for this presentation, we will introduce about topic in ID Fresh Food Company and why we choose him to expand our business in our country, which is in Malaysia. So, and here these are my team members' details. Of course, my name is Chang Ching Feng. So as this slide for the second page, which is introduction of the background of company, we would like to share this kind of information to you guys as ID Fresh Food Company was started developed in 2005 and until now it has been 18 years standing. As for the partnership holder with five cousins, by their food produce structure, it is preserve traditional homemade cuisine and concentrate on DIY cooking experience, and also on their purpose is to ensure that their customers around the world have access to direct nutrition and delicious Indian food. For moreover, as the reason why we choose this company industry and introduce in Malaysia is because the company has a lot of space to grow, and on the first day of the establishment by the company, the profits has gradually increased until now, and there is a lot of spacing for investment in our country. In addition, my country, Malaysia, is the largest number of Indian population in Asia. So far, the customer loves for products that is more important and still can be remain optimistic, and also by their business it is across to other country which is UAE and the USA, and their company slogan as we can see, come join us for a meal made with love. So made with love, I think that is a more essential slogan elements in their from the poster. So for next I will pass my mic to our members Oi. Thank you.
The entry mode that chosen is franchising, and the country that wish to expand to is Malaysia. Malaysia is a multiracial country. Malaysia multi-society is also fully reviewed in terms of food and so on. It brings together the food of Chinese, Indian, Western and Malaysian native ethnic groups, making various favorite of food dazzling. It can be seen that the chance that the food sold by ID Fresh Food will be accepted by the Malaysian market is quite high. As today customers grow more health conscious, ID Fresh Food can easily become people's first choice is because they produce 100% natural food and promise that no artificial favorites, chemicals or preservative will be introduced. Compared with other entry modes, franchising has the advantage that allow companies to quickly enter a new foreign market with a very low risk and cost. Because of these factors, the franchise system will be a very cost-effective solution for ID Fresh Food to grow into a foreign market. Franchising is about reproducing a comprehensive and profitable business model, and the brand may quickly grow nationwide provided the franchisor is ready to make a reasonable and investment in national marketing. This will result in a greater sales and profit as well as enhanced purchasing power, allowing the organizations to demand larger rebates from its supplier. One of the risks while conducting franchising is financial risk. For example, currency exchange rate might result in a negative return on investment. The businesses might even have difficulty obtaining the goods and items that required in other nations. Some nations levy fees and taxes to ship items into their country, which may reduce the profitability of the firms. Malaysians live a more opulent lifestyle than other Asian members, with only Singapore and Brunei are competing. It can be seen that ID Fresh Food way of choosing Malaysians to develop its business through franchise is relatively low risk compared to choosing other countries.
Now I'm going to talk about the ethical issues that may impact ID Fresh expansion in Malaysia. First is the unfair treatment of employee at work. As we know that Malaysia has a complex multiracial population predominantly defined by three major ethnic groups, Malay, Chinese and Indian races, with diverse cultural backgrounds. So when ID Fresh decided to expand in Malaysia, they need to look for a more dynamic cultural approach. They have to accept workers from many ethnic, religious, racial and gender origins. In addition, regardless of the circumstances, ID Fresh should not accept discrimination or harassment happen within the company. Next is ID Fresh must consider environmental protection, health and safety of their employees, suppliers, customer and also the communities when they decided to expand their business in Malaysia. As we know that when host country environmental restrictions are much lower than those of the home country, ethical difficulties may develop. This may damage the image of the company. In order to reduce the risk, ID Fresh can give education and training to help manufacturers, suppliers, and contractors conduct their activities safely and responsibly at all times, which can help the company in improving its positive image. Lastly, ID Fresh must clearly understand that bribery is a classic example of a firm engaging in unethical behavior. Corruption has been and continues to be an issue in all societies throughout the history. Bribery reduces the return on business investment, makes poor business practices more prevalent, and reduces economic growth. So ID Fresh as a corporation with a sense of social responsibility and commercial ethics should insist on never bribing.
Hi everyone, my name is Xiu Jiang. The theory that we use to analyze ID Fresh Food to expand their business in Malaysia is SWOT analysis. Strength that ID Fresh Food currently have is they are having the technology and method to ensure consistent food quality with affordable price, and their food are easy to prepare as they are ready to cook packaged food. Having method and technology to produce fresh quality packed or ready to cook food is an advantage for ID Fresh Food to expand their business in Malaysia as they are already familiar with their safe and fresh producing method. In the other hand, ID Fresh Food is also having their weakness, which is their product are having short shelf life, which means that their product will be expired in a very short period of time. Company will have to face wastage on their resources as the packed food can be only stocked for a short period of time, and after the period of time those expired packed food must be disposed and all the resources that input will be wasted. The weather and rainfall in Malaysia is different compared to India as it is more humidity in Malaysia, and having short shelf life will be a weakness to ID Fresh Food. Opportunity for ID Fresh Food when they expand their business in Malaysia is the number of dual income and lower income group is growing and they are looking for convenient food to cook and eat. Dual income group is when both wife and husband seek for a job and they will earn money individually to support the family. As both husband and family are busy working, there are no time for them to prepare food for their children and also for themselves. So having ready to cook meal will be their first choice for them and it could be an opportunity for ID Fresh Food. Besides, Malaysia is a multicultural country and everyone is familiar with Indian delicacy, for example roti canai. Hence, it is an opportunity for ID Fresh Food to expand their business to Malaysia as the market for their product is huge. Last but not least, threat for ID Fresh Food to expand their business in Malaysia is there will be different legal policy, terms and conditions when they enter to another nation. The political and economy of Malaysia will be a threat for ID Fresh Food to expand their business. For example, when there are unstable political issue, and it will cause economic issue in the same time. So this can be a threat to ID Fresh Food.
Hi, myself Mohammad Bilal here to talk about recommendations for ID food. These days, just spending money cannot contribute to the development of a brand. Thus, it's critical for a company to focus on three aspects. One of them is for the product itself, second, the consumer experience, and a well crafted storytelling. This was one of the main reasons for ID Food was success in India. With the same strategy, ID Fresh Food could also find potential opportunities in further developing its brand in Malaysian markets. Some of the key activities to promote are like campaigns supporting health awareness, tryout stalls, billboards, advertisement, and social marketing, etc. ID Force can use its product to promote itself in the market in a variety of ways. For example, since ID Fresh Foods use only highest quality ingredients in their products, ID Foods can use this as a competitive advantage by mentioning that its ingredients are of highest quality. Also, as a part of branding, ID Food Company can even market their products locally in supermarket by providing taste trials and live cooking demonstrations. Live cooking demonstration in the sense that it shows how simple and convenient the product is. They can also target university students by promoting a healthy and introducing self-cooking lifestyle so they can reduce the spending and be more independent. For health conscious individuals, busy individuals, compared to eating in local food or among stalls, it is a much better option and a healthier option for the consumers since it is easy to make and it is of a traditional home like taste. Touching the hearts of local is a faster way for the brand to reach its local consumers. Company could gain its popularity and trust by starting a restaurant or food truck that just sells items that are made of ID fresh products, for example, dosa, idli, etc. This can be considered as a marketing campaign since the food truck traveling around Malaysia to introduce the company and its product to the people, so it can gain the trust and popularity among the Malaysian market. So the people have the knowledge like the product exists. That's all for the slides. Thank you very much.